Welcome, everybody.
How you going?
Thank you for joining us today. Have you ever wondered what it's like living full-time in a motorhome, caravan, camper, or just full-time on the road?
Like full-time, not going away and coming back in a week or 2 weeks or a month?
Yeah. So if you have, then this episode is for you.
Yep.
Okay, so whether you have a motorhome, caravan, camper, thinking of getting a motorhome, caravan, camper, and thinking about toying with that idea of going full-time, sit back and
take it in.
And take it in because we're going to expose the truths, the myths, and some of the mistakes that we made
up till now.
Up until now, by embarking on full-time travel, because it's not what you think.
Yeah. There's a big difference between, what do you call it, the myth and the reality, really?
Yeah. So we're going to be, in this episode, we're going to explore the difference between embarking on full-time travel in your RV versus just going away on holidays.
Yeah, for a 2-week holiday.
2, 3, or even a couple of months.
Even your long service, same thing. We've run into a couple of people that had long service and take off, and it's exciting. That is very exciting,
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, we need to acknowledge that everybody's circumstances are different.
Yeah, of course they are.
People are financing it differently.
Yeah.
They're coming from a place where some people own their home, some people have a mortgage, some people are renting, there's a whole lot of...
some people sold everything and, financing it that way too. Some have got superannuation and some have got inheritance and 100 things.
There's a whole lot of factors that make us all different, which is great. So if you disagree with anything we say, that's okay. Put it in the comments because,
please do.
Because we like to get the feedback. We like to hear others' opinions. It's how we learn and how we grow. And we like it that you guys can be part of our channel and contribute to it.
Yeah, and even if you, not even just disagreeing, but if you've got some other alternative ideas, please put it in there because we're going to try and cover this completely as much as we can, so you've got a balance, and it's balanced. It's not for this or for that. It's a balanced what reality is and another myth. And we'll give you what our thoughts are. Both of us. And see if you agree with them because we've delved into this probably for the last couple of weeks, just trying to get this episode exactly right, to give you an unbiased approach on both sides of it. So we're hopefully you'll come out with some of it.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to head into the motorhome. We're going to start with looking at the mindset, the difference between full-time travel and heading off on holidays.
Because there's two separate mindsets there completely different. So as we go along, like you said, please comment. Just while we think of it too, like, subscribe if you could. And also there's a new thing called hype. We've put it in a couple of videos, but if there's a hype button on your comments below, please hype the channel because it does build the channel up, gets it out there to more people. YouTube pushes a bit more.
And it costs you nothing.
It costs you nothing, it's just a tap on your phone or tap on your TV. But thank you very much. We appreciate each and every one of you, but let's get on with the episode. We're in here.
Okay, so the mindset.
Yes.
This is, I think, I'm going to say right from the start, this is, I think, where I struggled the most.
Yeah, you struggled more than I have.
Because I had no experience at all with camping, motorhoming, caravanning, or whatever. Tenting, and I think I got it wrong. I'll say that right now. But okay,
I did to a point too because there's a couple of anyway. We'll keep going.
We'll keep going, and we can talk about that a little bit later. But so let's head over. So let's talk about the full-time motorhome mindset that you have to get yourself into.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is something that we actually weren't fully into, the mindset of it. This is
I don't think we were ready for it.
It's an eye-opener.
So basically, if you're thinking of travelling full-time in your motorhome, you are moving everything that you've done or you do in your house into a smaller,
a mini
confined space. And that's not just your possessions, it's also the things that you do, your daily routine.
Daily routines,
You get up in the morning and you make breakfast, and then some people are working on the road, so they're actually going to work. You're managing your daily life, And the focus of full-time living is just your living, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's all your routines. There's things like managing your water and managing your power and
dump points
and
and
all
your
of that
toilet
sort of stuff.
and all that. Yeah.
Yep. And there's no end date. It's infinite.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you're full-time on the road.
Yeah. And everything that you're doing on the road, and everything you've got in your motorhome or whatever, your caravan, that's it. It's all there. Managing your food, managing your supplies. There's a lot of things that you would do at a home on a regular basis, but you do them a lot easier than on the road. So where you'd go to the grocery shop, it could be 5 minutes down the road. You go to the groceries, you bring them home, you put them in the fridge. Where some of the places we've been to, it's a 40-kilometre trip to go and get restocks. And then you've got to get them back, and you've got limited fridge space and just little things like that. And that's just a few, but there's a lot more. Like the toilet, you got to know where to dump your waste.
And everything is also, it's like a little bit more complicated than living in your house. Let's have a look at the holiday mindset.
Yes.
So if you're hitting the road for 2 weeks, a month, or whatever, that's a break from your routine.
100%. Yeah. So you're on holidays. You're going to do a little bit more splurging, and you're going to take it a lot easier.
It's meant to be relaxed.
Yeah.
It's temporary.
Yeah.
Holidays are meant to be fun focused, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. You're going away. You'll probably splurge a bit more than you normally do. Yeah. You'll not going to have to worry too much about cleaning. You're not going to have to worry about taking all your whole house with you. So you'll take the basics. It's that sort of stuff.
Okay, so now let's talk about the truth of travel pace.
Yeah, that's a big one.
The pace of travel. When you're travelling full-time, it tends to be slower.
Yeah, I mean, we know of some people that every couple of days they're moving, but then realising that that's going to increase your costs exponentially, or whatever they call it. And so the thing is, we're basing all of this on basically our circumstances. So things are going to be a little bit different.
So when you travel, your travel pace for full-time motorhoming, you're going to plan for your fuel costs. You've got your camp costs. You're more likely to stay in one place for longer because you have to consider those things.
That's right.
Because unless you've got an unlimited budget. Then you can,
and there's
you
some
can go for it. But generally, you're going to be conserving money.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch your dollars, because, like I said, on the road full time, you've got fixed costs. If you've still got a house at home, you've got fixed costs there, and you've also got costs on the road. So if you're going to do 200 to 300 kilometres a day, then you're going to burn through a tank of fuel every couple of trips. So you're going to be up for around about maybe $300 or $400 a week in fuel if you do it that way. Where if you only travel like us, where we get to a destination and we'll base the motorhome at that destination and then move to the next one, we might only be filling up once every 2 weeks, maybe once every 3 weeks in the Fiat. The Jimny we'll be using to do our filming and all that, and that's still fuel, but nothing like moving the Fiat, every second day.
So as opposed to holiday mode, people either will say go to one place for 2 weeks to a caravan park, lovely holiday by the sea, or they're travelling as fast as they can to see as much as you can see and experience as much as possible, because it's a limited amount of time that you're actually there. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I've got a perfect example there for a guy that I used to work with. He had his long service coming up, about 8.5, 9 weeks or whatever it is, and he spent 8 weeks away in his caravan and virtually ended up from Brisbane down to Victoria, Port Campbell, and did all that. And he was basically every couple of days he was moved to the next spot, to the next spot, to the next spot. And he said he had a ball, but like I said, his house is still at home. He's still paying his mortgage or whatever he was doing, and he's gone away. And he said he spent more than he thought he was going to, but he's on holidays. So,
you're on holidays, and look, let's face it, it could be a once in a lifetime thing for some people.
That's right.
They're going to make the most of it.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's move on to the budget or
Yes.
budgeting.
Budgeting.
When you're full-time on the road, things that are going to be of concern to you are things like your food costs, your fuel, your repairs, camps, insurance. Because it's a day-to-day thing,
That's right. Yep.
you need, yet again, unless you've won a lotto and you have an unlimited budget and you have let's face it, or you have a really good income stream. Yeah, unless you have any of those things, you're going to be looking at your budget because it's a long-term thing. It's so different from holiday.
Well, it's
mode.
ongoing. I mean, you're travelling every week, you're camping every week, you're buying food every week, and some of these things you do at home anyway.
Just as you would at home.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be probably doing 200 or 300 kilometres to go to work every day, so that's a completely different thing. So there's more wear and tear on your car, there's more repairs, there's more things that need to be replaced. All those things have to be taken into consideration when you're leaving full-time on the road.
Yeah, yeah. So as opposed to holiday mode,
Yep.
with budgeting, it's a holiday. You've budgeted for it, you've saved for it, you've got X amount of money you're going to spend on this holiday. So you're going to splurge more, you're going to eat out more, you're going to do all the paid experiences.
Yeah, buy some souvenir T-shirts or
Souvenirs,
clothes
all
or
that
hats
sort of
or
thing. Yeah.
just all those sort of things.
Yep.
And if you're a couple, then obviously, that's one way of doing it. Then the family's a completely different thing again. So,
Yeah.
But you'd budget for it, then
Yeah.
you'd go back to work and you'd save for your next holiday or whatever.
It's more enjoyment focused.
Yep.
With the money that you're spending. It's building memories, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And relaxing too, because, you're on holidays.
Yeah, true. Let's talk about
Packing.
packing and storage. Full time. You're looking at serious downsizing. Unless you're moving your house into storage bays or a storage shed,
Yep.
you're seriously downsizing, and even your day-to-day items that you're going to be using in the motorhome. So the packing side of thing, everything sort of needs to have a purpose.
Yeah, you can't be just packing in...
And this is where we also made a mistake.
Yeah,
I will point out.
yeah. And the thing is, when you go to... and it all depends on the size of your motorhome too. So the smaller the motorhome, obviously the harder you got to be with what's going to work and what's not.
The more ruthless.
And weight too. You've got to make sure of the weight. So everything that is on the road full time is basically what you'd use at home in your house, but on a smaller scale. So you won't go and do a bulk shop and buy 5 packets of Cocoa Pops or something like that because you haven't got the room. So you're buying as a kind of like as needed, and a lot of the basic staples that you buy in food, for example, are very basic.
Yeah. And
things that will hold and things that aren't going to go off and things that if you're 100 kilometres or 200 kilometres away from a shop, it's got to last. So it's all basically budgeting.
And you need to have things that are like as far as say clothes. You have to have all your seasons of
you've got to have.
You need to have something warm, something cool.
Summer and winter clothes, and then when your winter clothes aren't being used, you've got to stick them somewhere.
Yeah.
And when the summer ones, unless you've got the room, just leave them there. But in the summer ones, obviously, put them out when the winter ones come in. So the storage side of it is so important because you've got a situation of that. If you overpack, you'll never use them and you'll lose them. You wouldn't believe it, but you lose clothes in the motorhomes. It's crazy. We just did a cull, which you would have seen in our last episode. Just prove that. So yes, purposeful packing. You call it, don't?
Purposeful packing.
Yeah.
Everything has to have a
purpose. Yeah.
So as opposed to holiday packing, you're just going to pack for the trip. You're going to take the seasonal clothes for the season that you're in. There's no need to pack everything. That's
right. You just need your basics. You just take your couple of plates, couple of spoons, couple of knives, or just one even. So and that's it. That's if you're going in a motorhome, obviously, or a caravan. But you're going to take a couple of towels, and you might actually take more stuff that you would use. So you might take 3 towels because you don't want to wash them and you throw them in the thing. If you're going away for a couple of weeks, you just throw them there, and you might not have a washing machine, so you don't really worry about things like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to comfort and convenience.
Well,
so
this is a big one.
Well, you're going to, if you're on the road full time, you're going to want things like your your solar system,
Yep.
your Starlink. You need
Yep.
good heating. You need. Some people might invest in a better mattress.
Yep.
You're going to want those things for your comfort.
Well,
because you're there 24/7.
Yeah, it's everyday comfort. Yeah, and you might not think, you don't need those things when you're full time, but I'll tell you now, if you've got a lousy mattress, you'd know. And we, lucky, touch wood, have got a good mattress, so that's one good thing, because the last thing you want to do is be going to bed.
You're going to need phone service, and that sort of stuff becomes imperative, because you have to do just things like your banking and that sort of thing. You're going to need your internet service, and
we
connect with your family, friends.
Yeah. And even if you're not thinking of ever doing anything like we do with YouTube, but we need it. It's critical to our channel, and it's also critical. We contact people overseas, and we have FaceTime overseas at a certain time each week. And if we didn't have Starlink, we wouldn't be able to do that.
No, that's right.
And also, as Sue said, you've got banking, you've got all the things that you normally do in life.
Access to your emails, because once you're full time, if you don't have an address, you're going to be getting all of your mail, or pretty much all of your mail, electronically.
Yeah, that's right.
So you need your emails, you need all of that.
Yeah, you need email, you need Instagram, you need Facebook to keep in contact with people, and it just gives you those few other avenues that if it's emergency, people can get in contact with you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes phones, especially when you're away from Starlink, and Starlink's in our motorhome, but if we're out travelling, doing some filming of that, there's been times where we've had no service. So it's good to know that when we get back to the motorhome, we can just click on, if anything's come up, we can deal with it directly. Yeah.
So as opposed to holiday mindset or holiday mode,
turn the phone off.
Well, that's it. You can do without all
some
those
people
things
do
for a limited amount of time, and some people want to be unplugged from.
Well, they do. I mean, there's myself in the old days going to Fraser Island. Used to go up there, and there was no service, and I loved it because the stresses of work and all that were just all gone. So the whole place could
You didn't want to be contacted.
No, I didn't, and that was the beauty of it. And so you actually went on holidays, and you distressed from all of that, because no one was ringing you 24/7. I used to get a million phone calls. So that's just an example. But then some people love being contacted all the time and things like that. So that's one thing in that. But it's not as important as if you're on the road full time.
Yeah, that's right. So let's move on to maintenance. So full time maintenance is constant.
Yep.
Because you're using all of your things all of the time. So you need to expect that sort of thing is going to be ongoing. Yeah,
and people would probably know, because anyone watching us knows what's in a motorhome, but you virtually have a microwave, an oven, a grill. Oh, well, this is ours anyway. You have a washing machine, you have a refrigerator, you have circuit boards, you have electrical, plumbing, the whole lot, water filters and things like that. So as in home, in your normal house, you've got maintenance, but I find that these things need probably more maintenance. Like I recently went around and with a Phillip head and a couple of other screwdrivers and tightened up every single screw,
every handle on every door,
every door. And it took me about an hour, but I went through, and it was amazing how many of them had actually come loose, like 2 to 3 turns, to the stage where they could have lost the screw eventually. And that's just from the up and down travelling on the road.
There's just wear and tear.
There is wear and tear, it's like anything. It's ongoing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So, and heaven help taking these on a corrugation, because I think you'd be redoing those screws every second week. So we avoid that like the plague.
Well, because also, like, you want these things to last too. You don't want to
of course, that's right.
Drag them through
if you're going to be on the road full time, you don't want to, like, in 2 years or 3 years, and it's all falling apart because your maintenance, you never did it. So,
So, as opposed to holiday mode,
holiday maintenance,
the maintenance, there's less to maintain because the use is less intense. You're not using these things as often, so the maintenance might not be as
Yeah.
as often as...
But people sometimes will probably get a check over before they go on holidays, which most people do. They get the car serviced or checked over, and their caravan or their motorhome checked over. But they're on the road maybe for a month, 8 weeks, and then they come home and they garage the motorhome or the caravan, and they go back to work. So
and then that's the time when you can actually sort of sit down and do all your maintenance and that sort of thing.
And plus, because there's less wear and tear on that too. Like, I mean, it's not 52 weeks of the year where you're actually opening and closing cupboards, opening and closing microwave, opening and closing the fridge. So if you imagine like 4-week, 8-week holiday compared to a 52-week holiday, which is
not a holiday.
or 52 weeks of living on the road.
Yeah.
The amount of extra stress on everything is obviously means more maintenance. So
that's right.
Yep.
So the next one we want to...
So she looked at my hands, probably thinking I'm going to go.
I'm thinking he's going to smack me in the back of the head. What are you doing?
I wouldn't do
You're
that.
doing the bunny ears behind my head.
No, I can if you want.
Okay. Right. So the next one we want to look
at serious.
Is chores and errands.
Yes.
Okay. So full-time motorhome living, you've got all of your chores exactly the same as you have at home, plus more. Yeah,
you do have a few more. Like cleaning a motorhome, you'd think, it doesn't take you that long. And honestly, it doesn't take you long, but it's got to be done, because you would not believe how dusty a motorhome gets, or any caravan or anything on the road. And if you don't keep up with it, you just end up sneezing and hay fever.
It's all the same. It's just on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
But as I said before, at home you don't have to hook up your plumbing. You don't have to hook up your electricity. You don't have to hook up. You don't have to turn your gas on and off every, when you're going in and out of your house.
Don't have to change gas bottles. Don't have to empty cassettes and reload them again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You go to the toilet and you flush, and it's goodbye. It's gone, never to be seen
forever.
Again. But not in a motorhome. It comes back to bite you in the bum. A couple of days later.
It does if you don't empty them. It will be touching your bum.
So all your laundry, your cleaning, your shopping, your cooking, all of those sorts of things are all the same. Actually, I just wanted to mention here, I looked up something the other day. Oh, thank you. Thank God you did that. I looked up something the other day, and it was about, because I was at the supermarket and I was trying to choose things like, what are we going to eat? What are we going to... And I actually found there's actually something called decision fatigue living in a motorhome.
Oh, there you go.
You get so fatigued with having to make decisions. And it's a thing. It's an actual thing, because I stood there in front of the fruit and veggie section, in front of the salads, and I just could not
zero in on.
I couldn't make a decision, and that's what it's like. There's a lot going on in your head, more so than just living at home. Yeah,
because you've got to plan those things, and you're very limited to what you can do and what you can't do, and you're also limited on variety out there.
Yeah, and not only that, like the whole supermarket thing and the cooking within a motorhome, just that for it. You can think of, I know what I like to cook, or I know what I used to cook at home, but I simply don't have the space to do it in a motorhome.
Yeah, and that's probably one thing that's lacking in motorhomes and caravans, is enough space. Yeah. Especially the small. If you've got a massive caravan, that's different, I guess, than that.
Yeah.
But it's just the preparation is, there's not much room to prepare, and then there's not much room to actually put it all together.
Yeah,
so that's the hard
you need
part.
to sort of change it. That's another mindset thing. It's a changing your mindset. You can't cook those big elaborate meals. You went out the other day because you had to just go and visit your people at work. Yep. And I made a chicken pasta.
Yeah, that's right.
Boiled egg salad.
Bloody beautiful.
I had stuff everywhere. It was like, because I had to cook the pasta, I had to cook the chicken.
Yeah.
I had to boil the eggs, and you've got all of those things going at once. And I had stuff on the table. I had stuff on the bench seat here.
I'm actually glad I wasn't here. My OCD would have gone crazy.
And I couldn't have done that if Chachi had been here. There just would not have been enough.
I would have had to leave.
Yeah.
Which I did. I wasn't there. It's easy.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, we've digressed. So,
sorry.
As opposed to holiday mode with your chores and errands, They're a lot more minimal than full-time motorhome because you're trying to keep the trip fun.
Yeah.
Any like deep cleaning, that sort of thing you generally do when you get home.
Yeah, that's right. You're not going to worry about that. If you're going away for 4 weeks holiday, you'll do the basics, sweep the floors and whatever, but you're not going to go up there and wipe down every single bench and shelf and everything else. So, yeah.
And this is probably another time where I misjudged all of that because you get your new motorhome or caravan or whatever, and then you take it on a shakedown trip, what you call a shakedown, which is good. You have to do that. You've got to try everything, make sure everything works. But at the end of every shakedown,
we come home.
You come home and you unpack everything and then you clean everything. And you don't really realise that you can't do that when you're full-time on the road.
No, you're on the road, you're on the road.
It all has to happen as you're living day to day.
Oh, yeah, totally agree with you, 100%. Yeah.
And, so it's something to think about.
Yes.
So, and the next topic we wanted to touch on was your healthcare and your legal stuff, like when you're full-time.
Yep.
You've got a plan for your doctor's visits, whether you might do them online. Prescriptions, chemists don't always have the right medication.
That's right.
They
Especially
sometimes have to order it in.
Yeah, so you got to make sure if you're planning to be in it. We had a perfect example. We were at Gayndah and we were there for about a week or maybe a bit longer.
Luckily, because I had to wait.
Yeah, and Sue's had to order some tablets that weren't in, so
that took a couple of days.
So you've got to basically make sure that if you pull up at a site that you've booked in, and these things have got to be either pre-ordered, that they're there, or you just got to make sure that they come in on the prescribed time. So that's a very
and there's also things like picking up your mail if you have it forwarded. There's doing your tax. There's voting. There's all sorts of just general,
all the little things that you do,
that you have to do.
Yeah, so things you can't get out of, and some of them are got to be done in person or postal votes, like voting and that things. So you've just got to make sure you plan for all that to happen.
Prepared, and so, and as opposed to holidays, not an issue because all of that stuff you pretty much do at home.
Yeah, you just wait till you get home. They can wait. Now what?
So let's move on. This is a biggie. Space.
Well, it's not.
Well, it is. Well, no, it's not a biggie. Space and privacy.
Which is small.
And look, this is another one that I seriously underestimated how much an impact it would have. Because, well, the tight quarters, so you're moving living in a whole house into a motorhome or a caravan, the space is so much smaller. And
it's critical.
And look, we used to go to, before we got the motorhome, we used to go to Jayco and to the display centre. And we'd go and sit in our motorhome, the display model. I could live in this. This is all right. Plenty of room. But you don't realise how much those walls close in on you.
It's true.
After a prolonged amount of time. So long term, it's challenging. It really is challenging, and
I think it's because you're so conditioned to living. Like we had a big house, and you get so conditioned to living in this. I guess you get so conditioned to living in the space that you have. Like I guess Susan's probably lived in flats when she was younger, and I did too, and that 2-bedroom flat, and a 3-bedroom flat, and a 5-bedroom home, and space and yard and everything. And then all of a sudden you're reduced to like probably like nearly probably a little bit bigger than a jail cell. But
you get used to operating in the conditions that you're in.
But it was difficult at the beginning because we weren't organised in the sense that if Susan's down in the bathroom, you don't go down to the bathroom. Because if you go down the bathroom, no one can get past to get to the kitchen. So
that's
you you do change, and I should say you do get used to the area that you get to work with, but it's strange.
It still is a feeling of, and I think people will say, "Well, just go outside," but You can't always
not
go
always outside.
It's not. There's heat. You might be
Well, just for today, they're expecting 39 degrees today. So you could go outside, but you'd cook.
Yeah.
And then you'd have a whole new set of problems to deal with, like heat and flies and whatever.
And just our circumstances, because we're doing all the YouTubing and editing and stuff like that. A lot of what I have to do is inside the motorhome, so I spend probably a good 85 to 90% of my time inside.
Yeah, we go out and film and all that, but the filming is probably maybe 10%. And like you go out, get the content, and then you come back. But then Sue's got to sit down, and that's ours. So
and occasionally I've tried to take my computer outside, but you can't see from the glare and the screen. And when you're doing sort of intricate editing and needing to actually see sound waves and that sort of thing, it's
hard.
You can't do it.
So so space is a big one, and it's critical. So if you're not used to it, or you got to get used to it.
Really consider that. And particularly also with the model of, if you're still choosing a motorhome or a caravan, choose one that uses this space and has the space. If you can go a bigger model, go a bigger model.
Yeah, perfect examples there. Today Susie answered one of our followers that said that they were looking at the 29.5, which is the one up from this one. Which is probably another metre, which would beautiful motorhome. And then another brand. And the other brand was up around the 350 or 365,000. Where the 29.5 is around about 295. So we kind of said to him, if you can afford it, because if you can afford it, then buy a bloody mobile bus. But if you can afford it and you can get the extra space, then by all means go bigger, especially
because
if you're going
they were considering full time. And really, if you are, you need to consider your comfort. And long term. So longevity in a place that you've got more room. Then obviously, and this one and the one they were looking at, which was over the 300, was two separate rooms. So there was a door there. So it had the bedroom and the ensuite in one section. That had a door that closes off from the living space, and it had two separate air conditioning units. So that just made so much sense to me.
So someone gets up early like me, and then the other person sleeps in like Sue's. We could, that would be that was out of our price range. But like I said, it's up to you. Some people can live in a very, very small area and be quite happy with that and content. But there are times that we struggle. But like I said, we do get used to it. It's taken us a long time to get into kind of some sort of routine. We still have like nearly head-ons in the hallway, the walkway. and just to demonstrate, I've actually broken 3 toes in the motorhome since we've been on the road. Yeah, she has.
From kicking cupboards and just trying to manoeuvre around the motorhome. So it's and it's not pretty.
We'd show you, but it isn't pretty.
It's not pretty. I've got a black toe at the moment.
Just take our word for it. She has broken 3 toes.
Let's look at the space and privacy for a holiday. So if you're using your motorhome or caravan for a holiday, it's temporary. All of those things you can live with. Yeah,
because they go away when you come back.
You've got that outlet when there's an end.
There's an end date.
There's an end date. The end of your holiday. You can get out. You can unpack. You can go and run around your lounge room and
100%.
So it's totally different if you're just holidaying.
A different mindset there. Definitely.
Okay, so let's move on to weather conditions.
This is a big one.
Weather, taking a note of the weather is absolutely critical. If you're full-time motorhome, there's extreme weather events. You've got fires, floods, cyclones.
Heat waves. Chills.
And you tend to move around the country in Australia seasonally. You don't go north, obviously, in the middle of summer.
But in saying that, just right now, North Queensland and Central Queensland is extremely hot at the moment. But just even moving down south now, like when I was in fruit and veg, I just was checking with the crew down in South Australia, and they're copping around 40-degree temps down there. And northern New South Wales, the same thing. Hail up here, massive amount of rain coming. So the weather's not predictable anymore. So you've got to we've got 4 weather apps that we use, and I go back through 4 of them in Higgins and a few of the other ones, just to check that we're not heading straight into the worst area of the world. We've been very lucky that we haven't copped any extreme hail or massive amounts of rain to the stage where, you know, it's flooded and we're in an area where it's flooding. So we've got to kind of get across that soon, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and that's the sort of thing that you need to keep that at the forefront of your mind all the time when you're full-time, because you need to be watching out for all these events.
Like very, very simple ones, like, you know, don't go north when it's summer, because obviously, you know, you're going to cop it really, really hot up there, and you're going to be using a lot more caravan parks, and your free camps are going to be pretty well out of existence because you'll need aircon and power, or unless you've got a generator. But those things kind of like they used to be fairly easy. You know, you wouldn't go up there, you'd head down south when it's cooler. But the weather seems to have gone out the door now. It seems to be wherever you are, there's some sort of weather event happening. So, yeah, you've got to stay right on top of that.
Yeah. So, but then, like, as opposed to holidays...
Oh yeah.
If you're holidaying, you pick the best time of year to go.
Yeah, and if you do get if you get a lousy 2 weeks off, well, that's just only unfortunately the roll of the dice. But the thing is, it ends. So you'll go back to work, and then you'll go back to your house. You're in a house that's fairly, you know, waterproof and pretty safe from a lot of those dangers. A lot more solid than a house on wheels.
Yeah. Yeah. So all in all.
Yep.
Full-time motorhome living is about the ups and downs of regular life.
Yep.
Just on wheels.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in different locations.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, totally agree with that. Yeah.
And holiday, when you're thinking holiday mode, then it's about escape, relaxing, fun, adventure.
As much as you can in the period that you've got it.
Yeah. So they're 2 totally different mindsets that you have to be in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's in a nutshell. I mean, with the motorhoming full time, I mean, it has a lot of ups, but there are the downs too. And you can't just say, oh, you know, I'm going to go on a motorhome adventure for the next 3 years, and every day is going to be like a storybook. You know, fantastic. Because
we fell into the trap of thinking that it would be more like the holiday mode. And the reason for that is we watched a lot of people just like us, YouTubers, with channels out there that told you things like, you know, you're living the dream and doing this every day is fantastic, and look at our life, and you can be like us, and throw caution to the wind and sell your house and do that.
Sell your dog, sell your kids.
And do it now, and don't even think of how you've got to do. No.
No. You need to pull back on that one, I mean, you still got to be sensible in the sense is that there's so many variables, and I presume we'll get a lot of comments about this, you know, that they've done it, and you can do it really, really cheap. You can do it blue chip to the top, you know, where in that. You can sell your house, you can reverse mortgage your house, you can use your superannuation, there's a million ways of financing it, but in the long run, it's all basically how you do it. And if you do it completely different than us, that's fine. But we're not here to criticise people doing different ways, but you've got to seriously think what will personally suit you in all the avenues, from finance to security to having property to investments, the whole lot. And I mean, you're the only people that can really do that. But don't get sucked in with this sell everything and just go for it, because that's fine for a small amount of people, but then other people, it's not the way to go.
You've got to realise that a lot of those content creators, and I'm talking big ones, and we've seen some of them fail. Or not fail, but have had to downsize and because they went out so hard. And you've got to realise that what they're doing is that they're putting out. They want you to watch their content. They want you to watch they want you to see them having a wonderful time every day. and this is what your life could be like. So keep watching us. And, and there's another motive.
We want to. We told you from the beginning that we'll keep it real, and this is keeping it real. So we don't want to kind of make out that every single day that we travel is fantastic. We have boredom days,
butterflies and rainbows.
Yeah, we have days that we're bored. There's days that things happen and we think, oh golly, So there's a lot of ups and downs. I mean, don't get us wrong. We have some great days, but we also have some bloody down days. And and the thing is, everyone needs to know that that's human nature. And anyone that goes out there and tells you that everything is fantastic 100% of the time, they're really fooling you.
Yeah, because if you're out there and your life and you're not enjoying it as much as you think, as you see these other people enjoying it, don't think it's something wrong with you.
No, that's right. Because that's the norm.
That's the norm.
That's the norm.
It's the norm.
I mean, we just for instance, at the moment we're stuck for a few weeks where we are, and our day consists of cleaning the motorhome, taking the dog for a walk, which you do at home, and we're living in our little shoebox. And we're stuck here because we've got a few things we have to do. But that's the norm, and so for the next 3 weeks we've got boredom city. I feel like crawling up the wall. Go back to work to do something that excite me.
All right, so let's move on to some of the myths.
Yes,
the myths about motorhomes.
And these are quite good. These are quite good.
Okay, so myth number one.
Yes.
Is that full-time RV living is cheaper than living in a house?
Not always.
No. And this is dependent on everyone's circumstances.
Yeah.
And it also depends on your income and that sort of thing. Yeah. But it's not always is it going to be cheaper.
Oh, excuse me, definitely not. I mean, if you average, I think the main consensus at the moment is $1,000 a week to be on the road. Now that's some people spend more than that, some spend less. Don't want to get into the debate about that.
Well, I mean, if you were renting your own home and you decide to go full time on the road, then you're going to save all of that rent. You might be paying $600, $700, $800 a week rent.
Yes.
So that would be a scenario where it probably would be cheaper.
It would be cheaper,
on
definitely.
The road.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you have a home and you're paying a mortgage, you've got to consider things like renting it out.
That's right.
Renting it out becomes an income
stream. Then you've got to pay tax on it.
Tax on that.
Blah, blah, blah.
And yes, you do. You can claim, the
running costs and depreciation and the whatever it is. Yeah.
But then you on the road with your motorhome or caravan, you've got your fuel, insurance, regos, your campsites, repairs, maintenance.
Yeah, and your breakdown fee, yearly thing for pickup and towing and all that.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of expenses, and the thing is, if you were sitting at home, and you say, right, if I was on the road right now, I'd be spending $1,000 a week. Okay, and then you sit at home, you say, would I be spending $1,000 a week? No, you wouldn't.
In our circumstance, it's costing us more money.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, that's something to really consider. And only you can know. You've got to drill into your own, financial
everyone's
situation.
Different there, that's right. Yeah. But it is a myth that everyone thinks that living life on the road is cheaper than at home. Well, let's just say 50-50 on that myth. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So number 2, every day is holiday.
Now this one is a myth.
You still have to do everything that you did at home.
That's right.
Plus more in your...
Oh, hang on. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to mow the lawn.
That's true. That's true.
That's a bloody big job on the weekend.
You don't have to mow the lawn, but that's about it. You've still got to do everything else.
Yeah, you still got to wash, you still got to clean, you still got to eat, you still got to wash.
Those mundane tasks.
Yeah.
It's not an escape from... If you're looking for an escape from everyday living, it's not it.
Yeah, unless you become a hermit on a deserted island somewhere.
Yeah, you're just doing all of those everyday things. It's just a different location. You've got a different view.
Yeah, you got a different view, and you can, if you get sick of that view, you can get up and move to another view.
Yeah.
But then you got things that are good and things that are bad for that sort of thing too. Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look at number 3. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want. No.
No, you can't.
Because things like your campsites, they get booked up. They get booked months in advance.
Yeah, school holidays.
There's a huge, the last, few years since COVID,
Yeah.
Caravanning and camping has become such a big thing
Yep.
in this country. Campsites are getting booked out.
Yep.
There's also things like, you've got to look for school holidays, and the school holidays don't all happen in each state at the same time.
That's right,
They
yeah.
overlap. There's seasonal areas that you can't get a campsite.
Yeah,
So
there's
it's
festivals
not-
on. Like towns have festivals on, and if you don't work that straight, you get to a town that has a festival for 2 weeks or a week, and you can't get in. So you'll still get accommodation, but you might end up in a gravel pit on the side of the road somewhere.
Yeah, there's a certain element of freedom, but not to the extent that some people think.
And I guess when you get down to it, it becomes planning too. So people say, "Oh, yeah, but that means you didn't plan very well." Well, that's true, but we've been lucky being where we're mainly central Queensland and etc. We've been very lucky, but there was one place that we actually said, "Oh no, we're booked out," and then they found us a spot. But so it does happen, and there was nothing really big on. It was just that there was an influx of people that day, and as Susie said, that caravanning, motorhoming has become very popular, and the amount of motorhomes and caravans we see on the road, and nothing else but caravans or big trucks, it's amazing. So there's a lot of people out there travelling.
Yeah, that brings us on to number 4. You'll always find free or cheap places, and spots are usually limited.
Yeah.
Like look at Chinchilla
Chinchilla
Weir. There's about 8 powered
sites,
there,
no water, but we would have loved to get a powered site. We got there and they were gone, and there was people there for like 3 or 4 days. And the trouble is too is a lot of these places that are free, and even as there's water in that, a lot of people overstay their time where they're supposed to be there 48 hours, and a week later they're still there. So it's not very policed or controlled. So and I guess it's got might have a little bit to do with housing and homing now. Is that people got to find a place to stay and live.
That's true. Yeah,
and they get to that.
So for those sorts of things, free and cheap camps, you have to be willing to stay in those less popular places.
Yep.
And there'll be less facilities and less activities for the kids if you're looking for that.
Or less activities for yourself. Like, I mean, we've stayed in some places that have got nothing but nothing, not even a pub. And even those places, there was 4 or 5 pads. And most of the nights there was people there. A couple of nights there was no one there but us. But other times there was nearly all taken. So even those not so popular sites are still fairly busy. Because they're cheap.
Okay, so number 5, you can easily find work on the road.
You can, but
there is a lot of work out there, but I think you need to have some certain skill sets are more in demand than others. So some sort of a trade. Nursing, teaching, you can always do like agency work. I think the only signs that I've seen is signs for bar staff, but you'd need to have your responsible service of alcohol for that. And also things like cleaning jobs, maintenance jobs, caretaker jobs, they all require a certain level of fitness.
I mean, you can be a jack of all trades too, where people, are all-round handyman or handy woman or handy person, and that's great too. But as Susie said, you've got to be, you've got to have the agility.
You've got to, If you haven't got that level of fitness and you've got a bad back or whatever, then cleaning the campground toilets is probably not the job for you.
Another one I know, and a lot of people say, there's a lot of fruit picking and vegetable picking. There is, but look, I did that game for 50 years, and I know when I've gone out to farms how back-breaking that work is. And I tell you, they either work a piece weight or a kilo weight, and they work, and it's bending, and everything's either on the ground or in trees or on vines, and you are out in the sun all day, or the bad weather or whatever. That is a damn hard job. So you'd have to be pretty fit to do that. I mean, some people will. Some people just pick up work and that. But try and keep those in mind if you think that you're going to get part-time or full-time work on the road.
Yeah, because working like online through the internet is a bit of a hard gig to get, I think.
Yeah, it's there too. So, I mean, we're talking about physical stuff here, but there's also jobs you can get online. If you've got a skill set for that, then that's great too.
Yeah, that's good.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay, and number 6, your setup will be problem-free if it's brand new.
No, it won't. Well, I shouldn't say no, it won't. We've had a couple of incidents, like we bought this brand new, we got a warranty on it for 5 years, I think it is, or whatever, 4 years. Yeah. We've had a couple of incidents, one that I caused, a couple that we've had a leak, which we had to get fixed. We also had a situation where the air conditioning didn't work, and these are all brand new. And even though it's warranty, it's still time consuming to get it to the places. And it proves that if you are on a big long trip, say you're 3 months away and you're heading, say, to the Northern Territory, that if your air conditioner fails, as ours did, it's under warranty, that's fine, but you've got to get it back and get it sorted. So
even brand new vehicles have issues, and it also depends on how you treat them too. So
100%.
If you take it, like, we talked before about on dirt roads and corrugations and that sort of thing, things are going to break eventually. Fatigue, metal fatigue and that sort of thing.
Especially with motorhomes. I mean, they're not made for off-road. I mean, and I'm talking, if you decide there's a beautiful campsite at the side of a river, but it's 30 k's of corrugated road in, 30 k's or even more, you're really risking it. I mean, you can do it, but you're going to risk it for the biscuit. I wouldn't do it. So you'll never see us do that. We'll keep the Jimny for that. And we'll go those places, and if it's the Edam, we're not going to go there if we've got to destroy our house, because, like I said, you pay a lot of money for these things, and the last thing you want to do is treat them with disrespect type thing.
Okay, so number 7, you'll be living outside most of the time.
No, you won't. well, you will to a point, but you're not going to be out there all the time, because
there's things like weather, bugs, there's noise,
there's mosquitoes,
confined campsites where you're sort of packed in. Like we haven't neighbours.
We haven't come across that, but we've seen people that are in caravan parks that we've seen on different pages and that. And you can put your hand out the side and touch your neighbours.
The last thing you want to do is be sitting outside. And even things like if you're working inside. So you're not outside as much as you think.
Susie does a lot of editing in the house, and I take Tonka out and that. But same old story. If the weather's perfect, and like we've done a lot of walks where the weather's just been nice, it hasn't been too hot, hasn't been too cold, it's not raining, and all these things, then that's fine. But if you were to put it in a percentage of things, we probably spend more time in the motorhome than we spend outside, and that's just due to the circumstances, not so much that we don't want to.
It's our circumstances, I guess.
Yeah, that's right, and everyone's different that way too. A lot of people, and also depends on the area. If you're on the beach and it's a beautiful day, then of course you're going to sit outside. It's lovely wind and that, but if it's outside, it's blowing 50 knots southeasterly, you're not going to be sitting outside with your awning out and hoping that the whole thing's going to stay together.
Okay, so number 8, you don't need to downsize much.
I know you do.
Most people seriously underestimate how much downsizing that they need to do. And we've touched on that before. We won't go back into it. But everything needs to be intentional and have a purpose. And that's because your storage and your weight is really limited.
And we did when we first started, we downsized once, we downsized twice, and we've just come back now and we've downsized a third time. So there's 3 downsizes on things that we just absolutely will never use, and things that were just getting pushed to the back of the cupboard, and we thought this is just weight, and things that we're never going to use, so they've got to go.
Yep. Okay, number 9, it's lonely or socially isolating.
This is kind of...
It can be.
It's a half a myth, because some people like their own solitude and their own company. And
a lot of people, I was reading the other day, a lot of people go camping to get away from people.
And that's true. And then there's people that are social butterflies. We've come across that, like at Lorgie Dawes, a fellow walked down from the top of the campsites came down and said, "Oh, we're getting a bit of a get together over here," and having Tonka too. He's a lively dog, as people that follow us know. So you got to just be real super careful there. And they had a dog, so half the evening was spent trying to keep him from the other dog. He just wanted to play, but he's a rough player, and then holding on to him and nearly ripping my arm off. And then talking to the people. It was nice. But it's up to you. So some people love socialising every time they pull up. Other people don't. So
I guess there's opportunities there. If you seek out those opportunities,
100%,
then that's great. And there's also things like the online groups that you can have meetups with. They catch up at certain camps.
Yeah, they have get-togethers, or they call them GTs, get-togethers at different campsites and that. So I guess that's purely up to you as a personal thing. So it's kind of a myth, but it's not really a myth, that one. Yeah.
Number 10, you can do it forever.
No, well, let's just say some people do. That's another thing. But 99% of the people, or not, maybe not that, 90% of the people, you couldn't do this forever.
No, there's so many factors. There's money. There's your health, family needs, aging, changing circumstances.
And that goes without anything happening to you. Like if you're, some people have been on the roads and broken their ankle, or needed pins in their ankle, and it's very hard to basically go around a motorhome with a
with 3 broken toes.
Yeah. Well, there we go. I guess.
I mean, I couldn't seek treatment for those because the only thing they're going to do is put me in a moon boot, and that is even harder to get around. The motorhome. So
some people we've run into, and I guess all the older people I've run into, like we met a guy up at Noosa North Shore, and he was in his 80s, and he'd been coming up there once a year for years, and he's coming up, but he's not full time on the road. He said, no, we go home to our house and we come up here. So they're part time. So there's not many people I've met on the road yet that are in their 80s, say, and they're living full time on the road. Correct me if I'm wrong out there. If you people are there, please put it in the comments. But I guess you could do it as long as your health's good, your finances are all right, you haven't got any commitments at home that are really urgent and things like that. The health's probably a big one, and also you're able to physically, not just your physical health, but your mental health too, but mainly just your agility to get up and down into a motorhome.
So that's it for the myths. So I guess to summarise, what the message that we wanted to get across was that we want you to consider your mindset, and that it's full-time living, not full-time holiday.
Yeah. That's how we look at it now. It's full-time living. It's not a full-time holiday. Because I think a lot of people think that we're just on a continual holiday out there.
and that's the impression that a lot of people do put out there. They want it to look like that, but it's not like that.
No, it's not like that.
You need to consider your own circumstances. So things like your own health and fitness. You need to look at your own budget and your finances. Do you need to work along the road, all that sort of thing? One of the biggest things I would suggest is if you're thinking about selling a house to fund your trip, get financial advice. Get good financial advice, and you need to project what's going to happen if you're considering that you will rebuy into the real estate market in 3, 5, 10 years' time. You need to project that. Will you be able to get back into the market? And even saying that, if that's not an option, when you do finish your full-time travel, will you be able to rent? That's another big one, and I don't think a lot of people consider that because, or if you're coming back and you're going to invest some of that money that you sell from your house, and use some of the capital to travel, then you're considering that maybe that when you come back you'll get a mortgage. Well, sometimes when you're applying for a mortgage, you need to have 12 months of full-time employment record. And the same thing for rentals. You need to be able to show an employment record. Also, if you don't have it, then you could find yourself in a bit of a bind.
But you also got age factor too. I mean, once you get onto a certain age, you're not going to be able to get a mortgage because they don't class you as a person that could pay off a mortgage in 15, 20 years if you're 70 years old. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of factors there.
So, yeah.
So the main thing to do is, get good financial advice. And if you're and if your situation is different than that you're renting and that, then obviously they're all different. We're just throwing a scenario up of people that we've experienced that have done these sort of things. There's other things that come into it where they do reverse mortgages.
There's all those sorts
there's
of
so
things,
many different
there's
factors.
so many options
when it comes to
just
financing.
Cover those factors. Don't just throw caution to the wind and think, I'll do it now, and then and that sort of thing, and
then we'll sort it out later.
And I'll sort it out later, because that's sort of that's asking for trouble.
And that's it. That's in our eyes. And like I said, we hope you get something out of this one. Please like our channel if you haven't yet. We've got a lot of people that actually watch our channel but haven't hit the like button. So please like, and we'd really appreciate that. And also hyping. There's a hype button now. Our record at the moment is number 7 in Australia for the hyping button, and that's only purely because of you guys. So we really appreciate that. So if you like it costs nothing, those two things. So like and hype, it'd be lovely. Like and hype.
Like and hype.
Yeah. Okay, thanks very much for watching, guys, and
ciao for now.